ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Freedom Farm Baseball representing the Bahamas at the Cal Ripken Babe Ruth 12 and Under World Series in Branson, Missouri. The 2-4-2 getting off to a winning start on Saturday, taking down Australia 14-4 behind winning pitcher Cleve Sutherland. They followed that up with another impressive win, 12-1 over New Zealand yesterday. Andrew Arthur was the winning pitcher going the distance. He allowed no hits and struck out 8. Also gutted the plate with 2 runs batted in and a run scored. LeVaro DeVoe, he finished with a home run, 3 runs batted in and 3 runs scored. Daniel Gator also with 3 runs batted in and a run scored. The Bahamas, they were back on the field today as well, and they suffered their first loss, 8-3 to Puerto Rico. Arthur had the only 3 hits for the Bahamas, which included a double, an RBI, and 2 runs scored. Team Bahamas plays again tomorrow in the classification rounds. The Bahamas also taking part in the CONCACAF Girls Under-15 Soccer Championships currently going on in Florida. The 2-4-2 lost their opening match 4-1 to the Cayman Islands yesterday. Gabrielle Sims scored the lone goal for Team Bahamas, who was right back on the pitch today against St. Lucia. They were shut out there 2-0, and tomorrow is an off day, with the Bahamas returning to action on Thursday against Guyana, who sports an identical 0-2 win-loss record. Back here at home, the Bahamas Basketball Federation Summer of Thunder Series resuming tomorrow with 3 games. Notre Dame and IBA Elite tip things off 5 p.m. at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. Alabama State will follow at 7 against the Atlantis All-Stars. Also beginning 7 p.m. at the Imperial Arena in Atlantis. The Kentucky Wildcats begin their Big Blue Tour, a 4-game series. First up will be on men's national team, and Kentucky coach John Calipari just happy to be back in paradise.
This is like paradise, but we also get a chance to get some work done, and the environment for me to really evaluate my team against really good opponents. We all come together and we see where we are at this point and where I've got to take the team. And do that, to do all that in this environment, I mean, it was a 2 hour and 15-minute flight. And we're here. So this is a great place for us. You know, we did it 4 years ago. We did it when we played Arizona State, and hope to do it again and play a team down here where it's kind of a neutral game.
Before taking to the floor tomorrow night, the Wildcats paying a special visit to the Fox Hill community today, thanks to Samaritan's Feet, which is a global humanitarian organization that gave out over 200 pairs of name brand sneakers.
Many of the players you see in there are going to end up being NBA players. They're going to have fame, they're going to have wealth, and before they leave me, I want them to understand what true joy is when you do something for someone else, when you reach back and you pick someone else up, when you truly are a servant leader serving others. It brings joy. It makes life easier. When you're just gathering and drinking that poison fame, you know, you're always searching for stuff like this. And if they get that feeling when they're 17 and 18 and 19, they'll keep chasing it.
Last night, also a big one in Fox Hill as the Hooping by the Park basketball tournament came to an end with the championship games. In the men's division, we can tell you that the Rocket Launchers held off the Monsters 65-63 in overtime behind MVP Patrick Leedon. Tyrell Butler, he was the MVP of the Under-19 division. He led the Eagles Nest past the Red Barons 84-63. Meantime, in the Under-16s, it was SM Elites winning over the Ballers Elites 54-39. Jaden Strong, the MVP. As for the three-point contest, that was won by Larikas and Brister. Devontae Gibson won the slam dunk. The tournament wasn't all about the action on the court, though. 4 deserving individuals also honored. They included Stanford Davis, the late Ruben Cheetah Knowles, the late Reginald Bobby Demerit, and the late Roberto McKinney. The Black Point Regatta and Homecoming closing out yesterday in Exuma. Charles Fisher has a recap.
The Riddick K was in a class by itself, taking all 3 series and the ocean race. By virtue of its domination, the top C-class sloop in the country has been dubbed the Winning K. Stephen Knowles was named the top skipper, 11 straight wins in Black Point.
I see them come out with a different strategy. I don't know my game plan to move forward to get another half an hour of the VDK. I don't know what I got to do. We already know what we got to do, so that ain't no secret. They could upgrade, but we upgrade more. We spend a lot of money on that boat. Don't let nobody kid you. We always keep the boat up. We're always making new things, new booms, fixing masts, keeping the boat painted up, buying new sails. We don't ever stop spending money on that boat.
Crazy Partner came in second, followed by H2O. VDK owner Jason Knowles, this boat is hard to beat.
We're going to keep going until until we run out, because sometimes when you lose this winning streak, sometimes you be in the sport, you never get it back again. So we're going to take it as far as we can take it. But, first of all, I want to give God thanks and praise, and I want to thank the Black Point people for the hospitality. They're very great people over here. Every year we come over, we enjoy ourselves.
Skipper only as good as the crew he leads.
These guys have to upgrade their equipment, upgrade their sloops. Don't be sailing with equipment that's 25, 30 years old. And we just bought a new sail 1 month ago. You have to keep up the par. You have to get the best equipment. And then when you have the best equipment, try to recruit the best crew to come and challenge you with a game. If you can't do that, then you're going to get beat every time. That's why we got 11 straight in Black Point.
VDK now looking forward to the best of the best at the end of the year. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
While Black Point was all about Stephen Knowles and VDK once again, Stephen himself wanted to single out another individual who he thinks doesn't get the credit he deserves, and that's his brother Mark.
Mark has built so many boats in this country right here in Black Point. More than half the fleet that raced here over the weekend was built by Mark. And it was too bad that he couldn't come. He was busy doing something in Nassau. But this country really needs to do something for my brother Mark. They talk about national heroes. They talk about all these politicians. I don't think there's 10 people in this Bahamas that did so much for the development of these islands and what my brother Mark Knowles did.
And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.